gon' respect it, cause this is West Texas.
Well, when the dust settled, it was a showdown that the Bobcat faithful will most definitely remember for years to come. Talk about an all-out, flat-out brawl, rock'em sock'em robot, whatever kind of analogy you want to attach to this one, it was most certainly that, as the Central Bobcats put up a fight against one of the best teams in Class 5A, the Cedar Park Timberwolves, even held a sizable lead late in the fourth quarter, only for Cedar Park to come back, force OT, and win this one 41-35. Well, good evening, folks. I'm Manny Diaz. Welcome to San Angelo Stadium. You know, if you look back to week one and look to now here in week three, the team we saw in Killeen, completely different. The team we saw against Shoemaker was one that was mistake-prone, somewhat undisciplined, more like getting used to life under the Friday night lights. Tonight, completely different team, looked like a team on a mission. We're gonna have highlights of this one, amazing stuff that these cats put on tonight, plus the battle, the talk about the battle in the trenches between that Central O-line and that Cedar Park D-line that's truly set up Malachi Brown and that Bobcats offense to get after Cedar Park tonight. Plus, we're gonna have sounds of the game. Can't forget about that Bobcat band, also putting in some work tonight as well. But first things first, how about those Twisted Dude highlights?
Let's get the party started. The legendary voice of the Bobcats, Sonny Clear, honored before the game after 38 years of service in the booth. Our hats off to you, sir. Meanwhile, Central had their eye on Cedar Park senior nose tackle and Louisiana Tech commit Ben Bell, most definitely a challenge for Kurt Klausner and the Cats O-line. First quarter, Cedar Park up 7-0, but here come the Bobcats. Malachi Brown looking deep for Tanner Dabbert. Dab can't haul it in, but hold the phone. Laundry on the field. Pass interference called on Cedar Park. Later, on 2nd and goal, the Cats not only fake out the Timberwolves defense with the handoff, but the camera guy as well. Malachi finding Chris Jackson for the 6-yard touchdown, and we're tied at 7. Under 2 to go in the opening frame, Cats with the rock. On 3rd down, Brown finding Joseph Gathica for the first down. Huge play there. A few plays later, here's the result of that 3rd down conversion. Brown fires an absolute strike to Tanner Dabbert for the 36-yard pitch and catch, capping off a 6-play, 60-yard drive. Bobcats take the 14-7 lead. Under 8 to go in the half now, Cedar Park knocking on the door, and here's Jonathan Stockwell taking matters into his own hands for the 13-yard touchdown, and we're all square at 14. Next Central drive, the Cats would have to punt it away. Central struggled on special teams tonight, and here's one of those moments. Tanner Alzer on the return, and if it wasn't for Ashton Hartsfield, he may have taken it to the house. Ensuing drive, Cedar Park cashes in on the great field position. Ryder Hernandez to Josh Cameron, 22-yard touchdown. Timberwolves would take the 21-14 lead. Under 3 to go in the half now. Cats driving. We see one of these plays at least once a game. Tanner Dabbert taking a big shot after the catch. First down Central. Under 30 seconds left now, Malachi launches a deep ball to the corner of the end zone looking for Jalen Leifesty, and you gotta wonder if there was any extra contact on the play. Well, the Cats would have to settle for a field goal, but no good. Cedar Park up 21-14 at the break. After a stalemate of a third quarter, the fourth was nothing less than exciting. Malachi to Dabbert to the Cedar Park 15-yard line. Very next play, hats off to Malachi Brown. Play after play, when the ball is in his hands, dude takes some punishment all the way to the Cedar Park 4-yard line. 2 back-to-back big plays in the drive. Let's make it 3, shall we? Malachi carries the mail himself for the 4-yard touchdown, and for the 3rd time tonight, this one is all knotted up, 21 square. Later, Cedar Park ball, I think it's about time for a Zacharian Polk sighting. This dude just rips past his guy en route to Ryder Hernandez for the big loss. Wolves would eventually punt. Under 6 to go now, game still tied at 21. Check out my man Christian Hands Gabaldon hauling in the grab on the sideline. What a play. Few plays later, Brown floats it to Chris Jackson, and he knows what to do with it. Almost takes it in for 6. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cats going back to Jackson, who runs it in for the touchdown, as Central takes the 28-21 lead. Score now 35-28 following a Cedar Park touchdown, and the Wolves going for the onside kick. I'm sure the basketball coach is loving this. Watch the blockout drill as the Wolves recover. A huge play because it would set up this. Ryder Hernandez to Josh Cameron touchdown connection with under 20 seconds to go in the game. Cats, well, they would take a knee. Let's head to overtime. In the OT, Central gets the ball first. On second down, the play breaks down for the Bobcats. Watch Malachi Brown's knee. Just a weird movement there. That would lead to the fumble. Cedar Park ball. Wolves with the rock now, and on 4th and long, Hernandez to guess who? Josh Cameron. But it was the spin move he made here that made this play, getting Cedar Park inside the 10-yard line. Very next play, Cedar Park gives it to the big guy, Brock Johnson, who bulldozes his way into the end zone. Ball game. How about that Texas Bank scoreboard? Central drops a heartbreaker in overtime, 41-35. The Bobcats good for 473 yards of total offense, an even split, 238 through the air, while racking up 235 yards on the ground. Malachi Brown, 27-44 for 238 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also did some work on the ground with 138 yards rushing and 2 more touchdowns. Overall, giving Cedar Park great field position off special teams. Well, that was the difference maker. Brent Davis talked that in the battle in the trenches that gave the Cats a chance.
It was a great game. It's just 2 really good football teams playing hard, doing everything that they can do to try to win a football game. And we just didn't, we didn't play great on special teams tonight. It really hurt us. We gave them some kickoffs and the onside kick, we got to recover that. We recover it and game's over. I'll tell you another kid that just played unbelievable, Brady Allen. We moved him to center this week to help us with that nose guard, and he did that all night long and still played a lot of defense. So, just a good quality football game, man. We just came out on the wrong end, but I know one thing, we got a heck of a lot better tonight as a football team.
At 99, he's a player. They moved him from nose over to the end over me in the third quarter, and then they ended up moving him to the other end and back to the nose, I think. He's real quick, real powerful. He's a good player. Yeah, he was respectful. He played the game just right. It was fun to go against one of the guys that's got more ability. It's more of a fun matchup. You never know what's going to happen, and I think he actually beat me one play, but that's all I'll admit to. Whether it's Kobe and Bruce on the O-line or our slot receivers, there's young guys all throughout the core, and on the defense too. This is their 3rd game really as sophomores playing under the lights on a Friday, so they showed a lot more maturity coming into the game and preparing for it, and then going out and executing.
Just got a lot of heart. We play hard. We grew up, had some kids that did things that they probably didn't know they could do. And when you play a team, that's why I like playing good football teams, because you get better. Win or lose, you still get a whole lot better, and that's what our district's going to be like. And we're going to have games like this, and we've got to find a way to pull them out.
Time for a Community Medical Center play of the game. Sure, the touchdown to seal this one was nice, but even better was Christian Gabaldon's catch in the 4th quarter right here on the sideline. My man, between him and Dabbert, these guys are big plays waiting to happen. Nice throw, nice catch, which is good for this week's Community Medical Center play of the game. Well, it's been a while since we've seen the Central Bobcats go toe-to-toe with one of the best in Texas like we saw tonight. The entire 3rd quarter felt something like a chess match. Both teams had moves for each other until the Bobcats were finally able to expose Cedar Park for some big plays in the 4th. But in the end, let's face it, nobody feels good about taking a loss. But the win in all this is that the Bobcats proved to themselves that they can not only hang with a big-time program like Cedar Park, but they have what it takes to beat a team like Cedar Park. Growing up is what the Cats did tonight. The question moving forward is, can they do it when it counts the most, in the likes of Euless Trinity, Haltom, and the rest of District 36A? Come a call.
We'll talk about an instant classic for the Angry Orange tonight, despite falling 41-35 against a very good Cedar Park team. It's a game. Games like this most certainly shape a team moving forward. I think in my mind it'll certainly pay off when the Cats approach the district season. Well, coming up for the Bobcats next week, El Paso Pebble Hills, Mountain Time in El Paso. Yeah, for the folks looking to make that crazy drive, we'll be there as well, supporting the Bobcats and bringing you all the good stuff, the Cover One goods, if you will. All right, before we leave you tonight, how about some sounds of the game? That Angry Orange Band, always oh so good, just rooting on this Bobcat team. Well, for the San Angelo Live and Cover One crew, I'm Manny Diaz. Good night. God bless. We'll see you in week 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to announce his name, the one and only Sonny Clear.